Hello everyone, SuperBricks37 here. In today's video, we're going to be updating Super City yet again, and this time we're going to be working on our park area, as well as our lower area where we have our trains, and we're eventually going to have some more buildings as well. So, if you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with the rest of these city updates, and make sure you hit that like button so I know you enjoyed the content. And yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I wanted to do to start this city update was actually take a look at some of the stuff that we will be actually adding to the city in this update. A couple of these are being set, a couple of these are sets rather, that released in 2022. One of these is an older set, and a few are just a couple custom models as well. So we'll start down here with the Lego City Picnic in the Park set. And if you did see that my recent haul video, which I will link right up here if you haven't seen it yet, I actually bought two of these, but I've only built one so far. I want to implement this one in the city first, see how it looks, and then if I like it, I'll open the other one and build it up. The next set is this little Lego City Polybag, which you actually got as a free gift for purchase if you spent over $40 on Lego City. And yeah, I think it's just a nice little addition to the park, just give an area for the kids to play in. The last 2022 set we have is actually this 4+ race car, which I think is just a really cool looking car. We're not going to actually implement the trophy or the little tool rack, but we are just going to implement the car. And we'll probably have that other figure just walking around the city. The older set that we got is actually the Lego Friends Hair Salon, which I picked up a while ago from Walmart when they had it on sale. But I just now recently got around to building it. And as you can see, it is completely open-backed, which is not very nice looking for the city. So what we're actually going to do in this update is go ahead and take it apart and rebuild it back up to where it'll be a full structure, so it'll be easier to implement into the city. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And the final part that we're going to be adding is actually a couple custom trees that I made, as well as two of the advent calendar builds from the Lego Marvel Advent Calendar. That is a little grill and a little table. And I think these, whenever I opened these up and got them built, I knew immediately I wanted to add them to the city. And I think the park is going to be the perfect place for these. So I think that's where we're actually going to start, is in the park. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have now and what we need to take out. Alright, so the current park layout that we have is actually split between this whole area and this area, where we have the majority of the park over here, then just a little offshoot area that I didn't really have anything else to put there, so I just decided to put in some greenery. And in between is actually a little construction site where I do plan on eventually getting some more road plates and putting them in here, but they are out of stock on Lego.com and at my local Lego store as well, so it's been a little bit hard to get them. But once I do get another pack of road plates, I will extend that road and finish that out with a crosswalk and everything. But I think the first step is actually going to be clear all the minifigures and everything out of this park area. That way we have a clean slate to work with and we can start putting in all the little details. So let's go ahead and start with that. Alright, so I got all the minifigures and all the little foliage pieces out as well from both sides. I did decide to just go ahead and leave this burger bar in the little phone booth because I'm not planning on moving them. I like where they're at, and I think it's a nice little end cap to this park area. So those are going to stay right there. But the rest of this area is definitely up for interpretation. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to start by adding in the trees and the city and the park set. And then we'll move on and add in the playground as well as the little barbecue area. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, we got the two custom trees added in. We put one right here on the edge and the other one over there on the other side of the park, which I think looks pretty cool. And we also went ahead and added in the Picnic in the Park set, which has that awesome tree build and the picnic table. And that's really what I'm after with that second copy of the set. It's just this part, which if I do decide to open and build, I think I'm going to mirror it to where the table will sit here and then the other tree can sit over here. So I think that'll look a little bit better. Also decided to put the little park maintenance car in here, which I'm not sure if it's going to stay in here or not, but for now it can stay. And then the little biker that comes with it as well is over here on the sidewalk. So yeah, I think now we're going to go ahead and add in the little playground polybag, as well as add in the little barbecue area. So yeah, let's do that next. Alright, so we got the playground and the little grill area added in. Though we just stuck the playground right here, right in the middle. Got the skate park in the back, and then the little spinning ride right there in the front. I also decided to add that tree back from the Lego City, the little $10 wildlife set. Can't remember the name of it. Wildlife ATV and something. And yeah, we added the barbecue on the grill area over here with Scooby-Doo and Shaggy enjoying a nice big burger. And there will be a few more minifigures over in that area whenever we're done. So yeah, I think the next step for the park upgrade is just add in all the little plants and other small little builds to add to it. So let's go ahead and do that now. Alright, we got the park nice and populated here. Figures all over the place, at the burger bar, at the phone booth. A couple people walking around over here. Kid on a scooter. So yeah, I think that's going to be good for the park for now. And I do think I'm just going to hold off on building that other picnic in the park set. Because I do like the look of that one. But I think adding two might get a little bit crowded. But I'll just have to see on that. So I think what we're going to do next is actually start getting the panels cut for this. So what we're going to use, I put up a poll on my TikTok. And if you didn't see that, you can go check out my TikTok, which is going to be linked in the description down below. But I asked if you guys would prefer to have gray walls going all the way around or green walls going all the way around. And the poll was very close. I think gray won, but it was by maybe 5 votes. So it was a very close voting. So what I actually decided to do was get gray and do that for the walls, but then use the green as like a base. Because people were saying having a nice splash of green in here would bring a good color down below the city, which I think is a very good point. So I think having that green as a base layer will look pretty nice. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and go get some of this stuff cut up, and then we can go ahead and get it installed. Well, this has been pretty disastrous. I went to start putting in the green bottom plate, and the entire back table fell. It just completely fell off. So, yeah. This is a minor setback, but we're going to get all that fixed, cleaned up, and then get all the buildings put back together and put up here. Make sure we didn't lose any figures or cars or anything. And, yeah. So, I guess before we get started with doing the upgrades, we got to fix what we just broke. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, we got the city put back together now, relatively in the same way that it was. And we do have this green plate down here. I did take out the bridge just temporarily, but it will be put back before the end of the update. I just got it out of the way so we can work with the foam board a little bit better. But yeah, this is how it's going to look as a base, and I think it works really well. Just imagine the gray walls going all the way around it, and ignore the finger. I did end up cutting it on the corner of my wall, of all things. But yeah, just ignore that. It's okay. So yeah, I think now we're going to go ahead and get the rest of these walls cut and start getting them slotted in. Alright, so we got 2 of the walls put up. One of which has a tunnel on this side, and the other one's got the tunnel on that side for the train to go through. And as you can see, train does fit right through both sides. And yeah, I think how we're going to actually attach them is I think I'm just going to take some double-sided tape, just stick it right here and stick it right to the table. And I think that'll hold it down pretty well, actually. Then we also have to cut off this overhang here because the closet door won't actually close with this like that. So I will have to take a razor and cut all that off. And I think I'm going to have to trim this one down as well, but I won't do that until after I get this piece put in, just so I can 100% make sure that that's going to be alright. So yeah, I think next I'm going to get this back wall in, which is going to be the hardest piece to get in, I think, only because I'm going to have to reach over everything to get it. So yeah, let's go do that now. Alright, so we got the back wall in now, and I think this looks absolutely amazing, where it kind of completes this whole area. And I did add a couple more pieces to the bridge supports as well, just to make it a little bit more stable. But those are going to be changing in the future. Those are definitely not permanent at all. But yeah, I'm really happy with this, and I'm really happy with the amount of room that we get over in this area too. So what I think we're going to do now is go ahead and get this Lego Friends set rebuilt and make it into a more useful building. And then we're going to start moving around some buildings and possibly adding in a residential area as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this Friends set remocked up. That way we can get it added into the city. Alright, so we got the Salon fully upgraded, and I've got to say, I absolutely love the way this looks. I pretty much kept the bottom floor as the stock set, and then just added walls around back. But the top floor is something I added completely on my own, and it's just a little apartment for a minifigure, maybe the owner of the salon. And I also decided to add this little plant that drips down the roof, and I think that makes it look really awesome and gives it a lot of depth. And I also decided to just put a little table on top. And then if we flip it around back, you can see the back wall is very bare, but it can actually pop right out, giving you access to the full interior. We've got, like I said, pretty much the stock set on the bottom floor. The top floor is just a little apartment where I added the small bed, the little lemonade stand that was in the salon set, as well as a little computer desk, and this little side build for the hair display to make maybe like a vanity section or something for the owner. So, yeah. So I think I did a pretty good job at this building, all things considered. And I think it's going to look really awesome up in this top row, as there's not a lot of pink and purple, or really any at all, in the city. So I think it's going to add a nice color that's just not present right now. So what I think I'll do is start rearranging some of these buildings and see if I can get it to fit. Because if you notice, it isn't actually 1/4 base plate. It is a little bit bigger than that. It's bigger by 2 studs. So that is going to make it a little bit trickier to incorporate into it. But I think we can make it work. So yeah, let's go ahead and start working on that. Alright, so I did quite a bit more in the last cut than I planned to. But I just kind of started and couldn't stop. So we'll start up here where you'll see I actually took out the crook hideout. And I actually moved that down there under the bridge. I thought that'd be a really nice spot for it, because it's kind of hidden away where maybe the cops won't notice it, or it's kind of like an abandoned-esque building. So I think that's pretty cool. Then I also added the custom salon up here on the top. There is still a little bit more room, but it's not a full 1/4 base plate. So if I am going to fill that space up, I am going to have to do a weird size building. So, yeah, I may do that soon, but I'm not sure. Or I might just put another green plate in there and call it another green park area, too. I might just do that. But down here is where most of the changes came. So you can see, I actually added in a little residential area, because this is something that I missed from one of my older LEGO City layouts, was just having a couple houses just for people to live in. So I added the Emmett's house from the LEGO Movie 2. You can see Rex on top. Then I also added this little Creator 3-in-1 log cabin set, which is missing a couple pieces because I've had it for a long time. But it's one of the older sets that I really love. And I actually kind of extended out his little fishing pond out in the back and added a little tree as well with the beehive on it, which I think is pretty awesome. And then I already mentioned the crook hideout got moved over there. So that's where it's at for now. And then down here, I added a little river here because I decided not to actually cut this off because it gives me just a little bit more space to work with, and I kind of like that. So I added a little river here that just kind of ends right here in the grassy area. So you can kind of imagine maybe our top little ocean area extends out that way, and maybe somewhere over in here there's a waterfall, and it drops down to a river that just continues all the way through here, and then just kind of ends right here. And I put on a little dock build that came in one of the LEGO City Police starter sets back when LEGO used to do those little $10 starter sets where you get like 3 or 4 figures, and you get like a little vehicle and a little piece of terrain. It would just kind of jump you into that sub-theme of LEGO City. And I thought that was a pretty cool thing they used to do. I used to collect a lot of them, and it kind of sucks that they haven't done it in a while. But then we also have this little tent that came in the Lego City People Pack. I think it's called Fun in the Park or something like that. But yeah, this tent is pretty cool. It's all like this vinyl material, and you just kind of fold it down and then hook it in with the little ball joint balls. So yeah, that looks pretty awesome. Then I also added in this other Creative 3-in-1 set. It's the Kids Treehouse, and it's a really cool looking set. You get a little bed, a little hidden treasure chest in the trunk, a couple of kid minifigures dressed up like pirates, a little rope swing, and yeah, this set's just really awesome. And I found it on clearance at Walmart a while ago, and I had it in, again, one of my old city layouts, and I absolutely loved it. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all we're going to do for down here. So I think what's next is actually to start adding in some scenes and bringing in a few more minifigures down here, just to kind of populate it a little bit more. So, yeah, time to make some scenes and get this city going. So, we'll go ahead and do that and then come back. Alright, so we got some pretty awesome scenes set up all throughout the city now. But before we start looking at that, I did want to point out one thing. And that is that I decided not to cover up these sides of the platform for now. Only because if you saw my vlog that I just posted, and if you didn't, I'll post it right up here. So you can watch that if you'd like. But I mentioned in that I may be moving soon. And it's looking more and more likely like that's going to happen. So I don't want to put too much work into this layout, just have to tear it down and change everything again. So that's why I decided ultimately not to cut those. And then I can use my leftover foam board for something else in my new layout whenever I do move. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start taking a look at some of the scenes we got. And just starting this back corner, we got some cars, some people, nothing going on over there. Avengers Tower is nice and quiet right now. But if we get down here, we have a really nice fight scene with the X-Men fighting against Magneto. You have a fastball special going on down here, and any old school X-Men fans will know what that is with Colossus and Wolverine. Then we have Magneto throwing a motorcycle over here at Cyclops. And we have Angel down here, which is catching this police car that's about to drive off down into the train tracks. Then we also have Storm up top, who is shooting her lightning down at Magneto. We can get a pretty cool shot of this whole scene from down here. So I think that looks pretty awesome. Then if we move down to the lower area, you can see we just have our normal houses, normal train yard, the villain hideout back there in the corner. Then on the train, we actually have Death Dealer fighting Shang-Chi. Death Dealer is probably trying to steal something off of the train. Then coming down here, we got a lot happening, where it looks like the police raided a little crook camp and found all the money that they had stashed away. But it looks like a few of the crooks are trying to escape. So we have Miles Morales up here webbing up the hot air balloon. Then we also have Miss Marvel Kamala Khan down here stopping the boat. And it looks like he may have attracted a skunk onto that boat as well. So I bet that doesn't smell too good. Then if we move up to the bridge, you can see we actually have Valkyrie and Wasp fighting some of the Series 22 alien figures. And I actually did get 3 of those, so I thought it'd be pretty cool to have a little fight scene with them. And then the big scene for this city update is actually this scene with Gargantos. And I've got a bunch of magical characters fighting Gargantos. We got Wong down there, Doctor Strange, America Chavez, as well as the Scarlet Witch. And the Gargantos figure is such an awesome set. If you haven't picked that one up yet, I would highly recommend it. You can do so much with it, both from play and posability and display. So you can see I've got him holding a taxi with the taxi driver ripped out and dangling over the train track, which looks really awesome. We also got a rocket pack police officer up here that's been captured by him. And yeah, then we got, like I said, the heroes all fighting it. Then we have Black Widow in the Quinjet, which is charging for Gargantos, which looks like he might be going for the Sanctum Sanctorum. So, hope they can stop him before he gets to that. Then if we just move on, you can see we got some more cars, a few things happening in the park, just some figures looking around, talking. Then over here, we have our final fight scene, which is Captain America and Falcon versus a squadron of Hydra agents. You can see Captain America's got one pinned down to the ground with a shield. Falcon's flying in to take out the jetpack one. And we got 3 more closing in on him. So, yeah, that's it for all the fight scenes. So let's go ahead and close the video out. I do want to close this video out by saying a huge thank you to all my followers and subscribers throughout the time that I've been posting both on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. Just want to say a huge thank you to all you guys that show all your support and are liking and commenting and giving me feedback on all I'm doing. And with this big move coming up, as I mentioned before, the city is going to look a lot different, and we're hopefully going to have a lot more room for a bigger city. Maybe twice, maybe 3 times the size of my current city. So, if you guys are excited for that, let me know down in the comments below what you might like to see in the bigger city, because I haven't had a big layout like that in a good long time, and my old layouts are pretty rough. If you're interested in seeing that, if you go down to my Instagram, which is going to be linked down in the description, and scroll all the way back to near the beginning of my account, you can see some of the pictures of my older city. It does look pretty rough, but I think that size of the city is almost ideal. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of that down below. And I will be posting some moving vlogs here in the near future, because I did just get confirmation that I did get the house, and I will be moving into it soon. So, yeah, as always, thank you all for watching. SuperBricks37, signing off.